The process that actually takes us the most time on any given vehicle is actually the paint correction. It's where 80% of my time ends up spent on a vehicle such as this one behind me. A lot of people actually will not see the level of swirls and scratches and different things that are on the vehicle until you actually get it in lighting such as ours, where we have specialized lights all over this vehicle that shine little spotlights on it so that we can see each and every single individual scratch and then correct that and fix that. Overall, actually, a lot of the gloss that you get from a vehicle comes from the paint correction side of things. A lot of people think it's the ceramic coating. It's actually not. A lot of times, actually, the reason that your vehicle doesn't look glossy anymore is because it's covered in swirl marks and scratches, and whether you see that or not will oftentimes depend on the color of the vehicle, but every vehicle has them. So 80% of my time is actually spent getting the vehicle ready, not in the detailing, but in the paint correction side of things before we actually get to the ceramic coating in and of itself. Once we get there, things are easy. So on average, most vehicles, whether they're brand new or 30, 40 years old, such as this one, they actually have a good bit of swirls and scratches in them, and the steps of paint correction are what you're going to hear me talk about whenever someone gives me a phone call to ask me for a quote. So a single step of paint correction or a polishing step is going to remove light swirls and maybe an occasional scratch from a vehicle. A two-step paint correction is going to remove the vast majority of swirls and scratches and the occasional what we call deep rid, RID. It's a random isolated deep scratch. So those are what we're going to be able to get out in a two-step correction. Now the reason we need two steps is because that heavy compounding step that we take actually creates what we call micro marring, which is little fine scratches that we then have to finish back out with a polishing step. So that's the biggest process actually that we're doing to a vehicle when someone brings us is this paint correction. And that's where we spend most of our time on a day-to-day basis.